So I just got done watching the Unknown Number documentary on Netflix, and I'm absolutely appalled. I would never even usually make a video like this, but I have never been more disgusted watching something than when I watched that documentary. And I'm sure you guys have seen this on social media everywhere. And honestly, I want to talk about it a little bit. It just seems like such a wild situation, and I don't think that anyone in the documentary in that small town, wherever the hell it is, was actually looking at it from the perspective of how serious something like this really was. And I have to give my thoughts on it because it's driving me insane. I can't stop thinking about how absolutely just bonkers that situation was. So I'm going to give you a little bit of context. Obviously, there's going to be spoilers with this, and I don't know every single detail of this. I just got done watching it, and I just have to talk about it. So there might be some things that I don't perfectly get right, but just to kind of express what the hell's going on here. There's a girl named Lauren and Owen. They're dating. They're in high school. They're both popular athletes, but this is a small school, mind you. This is grades 1 through 12 are in the same building, single-story building. This town could easily have less than 1,000 people in it. There's only one stoplight in the entire fucking town. Just to give you a little bit of context of what we're dealing with here. They're dating each other, and they start getting these random texts. And they're like, high school bullying-esque texts like, "You're ugly, y'all should break up," just obscene. Like, I would block the number, but then you find out it's someone using a fake number through a website. So when you block one number, they can use a different number to get in touch with you. So there's ultimately no way to get around it unless you change your personal phone number. Well, eventually, once they break up, the text messages continue. So the goal wasn't just to break them up, it becomes this obsessive thing. You eventually find out through search warrants and all this crazy shit that the mom, Kendra, is the one that's been sending all these text messages, right? And the text messages that she's sending are absolutely insane, like telling her that she should end her life, telling her that she's ugly, she has no friends. The worst shit that you could send somebody with the context that it's your anonymous mother sending these text messages to you in order to somehow do this self-fulfilling prophecy of daughter is upset, will go to mom. Mom will then make the child feel better. And it's insane. The thought process and the way that you just dig into it is just obvious mental illness that needs so much help. I just can't even fathom that situation. But it goes deeper than that. You find out that she's kind of obsessed with the boyfriend, Owen. There's not a lot of context in the documentary about that, but it just seems like they're painting the picture that she was kind of obsessed with him. And then that's emphasized even deeper when he starts dating another girl and the text messages start going to the new girl. And he just can't get away from it. As the mother, Kendra, with context, if your goal was to break up Owen and Lauren, and then they'd break up successfully, and then he starts dating another girl, and now you're texting the other girl, and you're saying crazy shit to they're 14-year-old people. Kendra is sending to these 14-year-olds, like, very sexual, like, blowjobs, just the most obscene things that a mother would be sending somebody, but to then have Owen date someone else, and those text messages keep coming so that he breaks up with this new girl that he's with. So it doesn't matter who Owen's dating or what's going on in his life. Kendra is obsessive about whatever's going on in his life as well. But then, like I said, the mom is telling her own daughter that she has no friends, she's ugly, she sucks at her sports, and that she should end her own life. Ultimately, once the phone records and everything come out, you find out that she's been lying. She's got multiple phones. She's been lying to the husband, saying that she's been at a job, 2 jobs for over a year. And she's actually been fired for over a year. Everything starts piling up, right? What blows my mind is that when it gets to court and she's very manipulative. She's obviously trying to bring up past trauma and try to justify, like, yeah, everybody's had mistakes before. I'm just the one that got caught. Yeah, everybody runs a red light sometimes, but I'm just the one that got caught. Nobody gets caught anonymously abusing their fucking children and then also sexually texting other 14-year-olds. I think instead of federal felony stalking, she should have been charged with pedophilia. You cannot text these young children saying the obscene things that were being said in those text messages. I don't even know if YouTube will allow me to even say it, so I'm not going to expand on it too much, but just absolutely insane things that the mother is texting these people from unknown numbers. And I get that in today's internet world, being anonymous is very powerful. Okay. A lot of people, especially on Twitter, my God, Reddit, whatever you want to say, people love being anonymous and just saying the wildest, most outlandish shit. But it's usually to strangers. This is someone that was not only trying to ruin her daughter's life, because she says, oh yeah, my daughter wouldn't have ended her life. I know my daughter. What if she did? What if she did? She was trying to ruin Owen's life. There's another girl named Chloe who she tries to pin everything on because Chloe apparently is a mean girl sometimes because she's competitive with sports. Kendra is sending pictures of Chloe anonymously as if Chloe would be that fucking stupid, especially now that we know the police are involved. It's just very bizarre, the thought process. And I'm going to tell you, I think it's because it was a small town. I think the charges should have been so much bigger. A year in jail without mandatory therapy or whatever the fuck you could throw at this person, insane. And the fact that Lauren after is like, yeah, I still want contact with my mom. I'm just not the same without my mom. The mom needs so much help, but so does Lauren. They need help to really get through the emotions. Like, I can't even fathom how you would want to still be in contact with somebody that not only did this to you, but multiple people. She basically ruined your life, your reputation in this town. You will never be the same. Your family, your friends will never be the same. This will stay with you forever. And on top of this, now you have to work through that on your own. And this was just broadcast to the entire world. I'm talking about it. Everybody's going to be talking about it. And it's just insane that the justification of all these things were, I just felt important and I was helping my daughter because she was coming to me. So I was saying all these obscene things. And also Kendra trying to say she wasn't the one that started this. Okay. She didn't start the text messages, but she picked up where whoever started left off and then continued on. I think that's insane. I think she started it from the jump. I don't think there's any proof that anybody else did it. And I don't really see Kendra's logic of, well, I'm going to start doing it anonymously and then I'm going to ask them who they think is doing it, and based on their answers, I'm going to be able to find out who's doing it. The level of manipulation and just blame dodging, or like accountability dodging, I should say, makes no fucking sense to me. And the fact that the town and the court system, the legal system, didn't just somehow go nuclear on this person for obscene text messages that they were sending to minors, telling her daughter that she should end herself, absolutely ruining any credibility that she has as a mother, by the way. There's a point in the documentary she tries to say, like, when you hear your child's heartbeat and you hold them in your arms, there's just something about you that changes and you just can't love anything more than that. Then how do you tell that person to end their life? How do you tell that person you're ugly, you have no friends, and trying to really plant these seeds, you shouldn't be here anymore? It just felt like it was very strange to even try to justify these things. The fact that Kendra even agreed to be a part of the Netflix documentary, I don't know if she was trying to say like she was going to justify herself, she was going to try to clear the air, but she admits to everything that she did. She obviously gets like a year or something in prison. If she doesn't have just around the clock therapy to somehow help her be healthy in her mind, if the daughter doesn't have it, psychiatric evaluations across the board. I do appreciate that there's at least a no contact order from what I understand. Lauren is not talking to her mother, but I don't think she has the ability to. And Lauren even says multiple times, I would love to be able to talk to my mom. I just don't feel the same without my mom. She's going to look back on this hopefully and be like, what was I thinking? You need to no contact your mom for the rest of your life. There's no justification of it. Even if the mom was just happy to live in this mask of anonymous, right? I'm anonymously able to live this life vicariously through just this bullshit. I'm in high school now, texting these young kids, and I'm just saying the most obscene things. It was like she was living in her own fantasy land and actually believed what was happening. Like she made up this character or something. And I just, how she only got a year and she's able to walk the streets now and then takes the time to do this Netflix documentary is just absolutely insane to me. And the big brain, galaxy brain moves of trying to dodge the blame and accountability, the documentary itself obviously does not believe her. You can tell by the way that it's edited as she's trying to be like, yeah, obviously I love my daughter. I would never blah, blah, blah. And it's like showing the text messages that she sent that they've shown 100 times. She's sending like over 100 texts per day. Like everyone in Kendra's life should not talk to her. Like that is someone you cannot be near unless they get help. And if they are getting help, that's great. You need it, because that to let yourself be taken by that dark place so quickly, I just can't believe the justification. And I feel so bad for the dad, to be honest with you. The dad seemed just so shocked and dumbfounded by everything that was happening. Can't believe his wife was doing that to his own daughter. The mom is saying she can't be separated from the daughter. Like that's just impossible to even comprehend. How are you sending these text messages? How are you so willing to ruin your daughter's life for your own self-benefit? Like it's just manipulative. It's selfish. It was the worst shit. I cannot stop thinking about it. And that's why I'm making this video right now. I just had to talk about it because the justifications and the lack of punishment in my mind, I'm not as familiar with the court system and how laws work and how punishing works, but like the fact that this has happened and she got a year and potentially no counseling, she's on the streets again. I'm just dumbfounded. I can't believe it. So I just want to talk about it with y'all a little bit. I'm not in that situation. I don't know the full story. Documentaries, obviously, especially Netflix, who knows what they're leaving out. It just seems like from the information that we have and the way that the documentary kind of does the narrative, seemed like she was trying to have an obsessive relationship, not only with her daughter, but more with Owen. To be honest with you, it seemed like she really went off the rails with the Owen situation. Being obsessed with a kid, that seems like a tale as old as time at this point. Like your own child, you want to have them love you and come to you for those things. And as they get older, they're starting to move away. Maybe Kendra was like, I can get more help or I can get more attention and love from my daughter because I'm helping her through this very intense situation. Like whatever justification you have for that, that's fucking wild still, but at least in the realm of like possibilities. But then when you start dipping into the Owen situation of like he's dating other girls and now I'm gonna text these other girls and ruin that relationship, and just I feel like in her head she was anonymously dating Owen or something. That's pedophile vibes for me, even if it was technically nothing happening. Like the stalking and just the things that you were saying to a minor, I feel like as a judge, I don't know if it was a small town thing, but like if it were happening just about anywhere else or like in a big city, I feel like there would be a lot more at stake for Kendra and the repercussions that should have happened. And I would love to know y'all's thoughts. I don't know if I'll ever make a video like this again, but this really sat weird with me. And I just had to really get it off my chest of like, what the fuck? What in the fuck was going on? How did it get to this point? And how can anyone justify telling their child the things that were being told and saying that it's an act of love in some way, and then trying to say everybody does crimes, but I was just the one that got caught? This isn't the same as running a stop sign and then getting caught and getting a ticket. You were doing absolutely heinous, horrendous, and appalling things, and I just had to talk about it. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you later. Peace.